Good morning, Belen. I'm Addison Arnold.
And I'm Michael Modine. Welcome to this edition of WBLN for May 1st, 2018.
The pin ceremony is only a few days away, and this day has to be one of the biggest events for an 8th grader, essentially because it is the graduation for the 8th grade and the beginning of the next 4 years as a high schooler. Luis Gonzalez has the story.
The 8th grade pin ceremony is a ceremony to commemorate the 8th graders on finishing their middle school journeys and embarking on their high school careers. The pin ceremony first began 30 years ago in 1988 and was first celebrated in the central patio. Since then, the pin has been very significant to those who have received it, and this year it will be held on Thursday, May 3rd in the gym.
The 8th grade pin made me feel a sense of accomplishment. Personally, it felt like sort of the end of an era in middle school where we were all getting to know each other and a good transition into high school, a new part of our lives.
An accomplishment. It's everything that you've done up to now, and it sets you off now into your second phase at Belen, where you finish becoming meant for others.
I'm very excited for the 8th grade pin ceremony because it's a big event for us 8th graders. It signifies us going to high school, and the pin to me signifies brotherhood because we've been together since 6th grade, and it's a big moment for us.
As you can see, the 8th grade pin is something very important to everyone in Belen. For WBLN in the Middle, I'm Luis Gonzalez.
School year winds down. The annual 8th grade trip to Universal Studios is almost here. Gabriel Baez has more of this.
Gradventure is an 8th grade event where students from different schools can come to Universal in Islands of Adventure to have a good time with their friends.
Gradventure is your class trip that you go to Universal Studios. You spend the day with all your friends. There's other schools there, but you hang out with your friends, and some of the faculty members go. We leave the school around 11 o'clock in the morning, and you guys should be back about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's a very fun-filled day.
Well, I really loved my Gradventure experience. I remember playing with all my friends and being there. It was a lot of fun. We all went on a bunch of rides. We saw a bunch of places. It was really nice.
Belen Jesuit will be attending Gradventure May 4th. The students will be leaving to Universal at 11 a.m. and will arrive there at 4 p.m. The park closes for general admission at 6 p.m. and opens for students only attending Gradventure at the same time. The students will leave the park at 4 a.m. and should be back by 7 a.m.
For WBLN in the Middle, I'm Gabriel Baez.
Thank you, Gabriel. For some, it's been a month-long, nearly 3,000-mile journey from countries like El Salvador and Honduras. The hope entry into the United States. Now, dozens of migrants on the Mexican side of the San Isidro port of entry say they'll stay as long as it takes for their chance to meet with U.S. officials to request asylum. A legal but not guaranteed way to be granted entry into the United States, but a U.S. Customs and Border Protection spokesman said that they do not yet have the capacity to process their claims. This year's caravan getting more attention than before because of President Trump's repeated criticism and his plans to build a border wall. Vice President Pence traveled to Calexico, California Monday to review a portion of that is being repaired and meet with Customs and Border Protection employees earlier this month. The Trump administration authorized the deployment of up to 4,000 National Guard personnel to the southern border.
A new study suggests a disturbing trend when it comes to players with CTE. CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is a degenerative brain disease. It often starts after repeated head trauma and has been most commonly associated with former professional football players. According to a study published Monday, the earlier players with CTE started tackle football, the more vulnerable they were to emotional and cognitive problems. The research also found kids who get brain injuries before the age of 12 seem to recover slower. Still, the authors of the study say there were challenges with the way the information was collected. For instance, families may have found it hard to remember details from decades past to fill out questionnaires.
No.
Hey guys, how are you today? As you can see, most of Florida has barely a chance of rain, with all of the East Coast being in the low 80s. Let's go on to today's weather. Today, we have a high of 83 and a low of 75, with a relative humidity of 67% and winds coming from the east at 8 miles per hour. Today's skies are partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. Let's go on to the next 3 days. For the next 3 days, we have highs in the low to mid 80s and lows in the low 70s. Tomorrow, we have a 30% chance of rain and partly cloudy skies on Thursday for clear skies on Friday.
Last week, the Celtics visited the Bucks, and the game was an exciting one, as the Greek Freak went off with 31 points and 14 rebounds to give the Bucks the 86-97 win, forcing a Game 7 in Boston. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Javi. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's all on our news for today. I'm Addison Arholt.
And I'm Michael Modine. From everyone here, have a wonderful day and stay golden, Wolverines.